This month was great for vintage baseball sales on eBay. Two cards after taxes hit over $100,000, with plenty reaching that $20,000 plus threshold. In this list, also, there is a fake slab, so make sure to stay tuned so you know how to spot it. All right, let's start this list. Starting off the list this month is the 1951 Bowman number 305 Willie Mays rookie card. Now, this copy, phenomenal centering. I actually like the centering quite a lot. Would this get a 4 if it got crossed to other companies? No. I think realistically, like just taking a look at this front, this is probably a 2.5 to a 3. But I enjoy that centering quite a bit. Now, this exact copy sold for $8,500. Originally, it was a $9,000 or best offer, and someone got a $500 discount. In spot 29, we have the 1934 Worldwide Gum Babe Ruth number 28. Now, this might confuse some people because if you look at this card, it's the 1933 Gaudi design. Why is it labeled 34? Well, this was a Canadian issue, Worldwide Gum. You see how it says at the top, it does not say Gaudi. And then you flip it over to the back, printed in Canada. So, fun fact, the Worldwide Gums in 34, they have both 1933 and 34 Gaudi designs. Bet you didn't know that one. Also, I'm curious what this is down there. Is that writing or is that like a print effect? I don't know. Maybe it talks about the description. No, it does not. Either way, pretty tough card. These are much tougher to find than the Gaudis. This is really sweet. A 1935 Gaudis. This is really sweet. 1935 Wheaties. Full panel. This is a PSA 5 Pop 1 highest of centered rare. This is great. I have an example of, not this exact card, but a Wheaties box scared. Just the inside. No orders over there. I paid a couple $100 for it at a Dallas card show. And I have in the backdrop of my videos. I always like that. Also, that looks like someone wrote on there almost a 5. It's probably not. It's probably just something else. But either way, 8737. 8780. 1948 Leaf Ted Williams in a 7. You know, the funny thing is, I remember on social media, someone bought a 2 and paid like 20 grand. You can get a 7 for the same price. And I know the 2 looked good, but it was just a technical 2. But still, wicked sharp corners. This is a new label as well. What I will say is this holder is terrible for this card. I mean, it's already crooked. There's a lot of space there. PSA do better, especially with a card like this caliber. $9,000 for this Joe Jackson hand cut. So the borders are all gone. Classic A. But Joe Jackson cards are extremely expensive. Evident by this sale. And what else to say? All right, up next we have a 4.5 Cobb. I think it's slightly overgraded just taking a look at the corners. Obviously, I don't have the card in hand, but that's a pretty bad corner there. And you can see on the back with that side of things. So I don't know if it was a crack, old slab, and replace it with this new slab. But either way, $9,000 for this Cobb. And Cobb T206 cards are always so popular. $9,100 for this. This sold by MC Sports Cards. 8.5 on this 1965 mantle. Wonder what it would have done if it didn't have the print effect over there. This looks like a very sharp card. And newer cert, possibly. I don't actually know. This might be an older cert. Oh, it starts with the 1. Can't remember exactly. But little chipping here on the back borders for 65s that you see all the time. But a pretty solid copy. SGC 10 Mini Robin Yount. And, you know, I know we're going to talk about this card, but I'm disappointed that Heritage didn't put the minis this year. Bothers me a lot. But this is such a great copy. 10 across the board. And, like, you can see minimal damage across the side. Very minimal. And curious what the PSA 10 does on these and what the pop is. But I love seeing this on here. We're jumping from a $9,300 to almost $12,000 for this 1949 Satchel Paige in A7. Old label on this SGC cert. And the centering, not the best, but it is a high grade. $12,800 sold by Greg Morris. Old cert to the 0, although it is a newer slab. And I mean, it looks like a solid card. The corners aren't the crispiest. And I'm curious how Greg Morris is going to split his eBay business because they are starting that new marketplace. It'll be interesting to see. $13,000 for this 1954 Yogi Berra in a PSA 9. I've won a few of these cards, nowhere near that 9 shape. These are just very tough to find. These chip everywhere on the back. And it's hard to tell in this photo, but you don't see that all the day. And highest graded, I'm curious how many 9s there are out there. All right, we have a raw card on here, $13,000 for this 1955 Roberto Clemente. And that's interesting. I wonder if that was the whole collection or if that was just a single card. You just read over here. Pretty sure it's just a single card. Yeah, just a single card. This is the only card being offered in the sale. I just wanted to make sure. So this will go to eBay Authentication. Very expensive here. I don't know what this would grade. I mean, what do 4 or 5s even do? I mean, like I said, it's really good centering. I'm just gonna quickly look up at eBay real quick. Let's say it gets a 5. 1955 Clemente PSA 5. What are those going for now? I mean, you get a 6, but that's hardball centering. Let's see. Was this an overpay or not? I mean, an 8. That's bad centering, but that's crossed out at 16. Oh, that's an 8 MC. Let's just do PSA in general. We'll do SGC next, but that's just me being curious. Not to say this is an awesome card, because it does look really sharp. Now, I don't know what to grade just based off these pictures. Man, that's expensive for a raw card to buy. And if you are watching this video and you bought this raw, I am really curious what this comes back as. I guess I probably should have just filtered by highest price, right? Highest price. So that 7 sold for 25, but his best offer, so less. That 7 there sold for 11. So you would have to get a 7 or higher, because that 6 also is 84. And I'm sure this will make April's list, because it's just sold. Oh, that's the February sale. Where's the April one on here? That 7. But this was another 7. It has a good shot. I mean, this is an old label though. That's horrible centering on that 1136. I don't know. I'm curious. What do you guys think? Buying this one raw for what did I say, 13,000? It was the best offer. Great card. I just wouldn't take that risk myself unless I saw it in person. $13,500 for this Koufax in an 8. Super, super nice copy. Koufax wiki. Kind of overshadowed by that Clemente. I'm still kind of shocked this did not make that Topps iconic rookie card list. Still shocked, I tell you. 14,101. This 1948-49 Leaf, Jackie Robinson. Really a 49 Leaf, but a little off-centered there. Kind of dull on this copy. Still always in everyone's top of their want list. $14,500, 1955 Mantle in an 8. Again, another one of those cards where it chips really badly across. This has minimal. Don't know if this would get an 8 today, but still a pretty high grade. $14,999. Oh no. 1973 needs bad slab, needs to be reslabbed. All right, the reason why I'm saying oh no on this, so this is just some inside information on here. PSA does this with fake slabs. They will they'll put in they'll mark up the slabs and they'll put a hole in it. Yeah, that needs to. Wow, bad holder, which fake across. It's probably a fake card. I don't know if I should send that to my PSA rep or not for like fakes. That's the reason why you'll see these. I know someone that had a Tom Brady card who was a PSA 10, and they weren't sure if the slab was fake or not, and it came back like that. Wow. I would hope that doesn't go through the certification. I mean, PSA checks the certification on these, right? I mean, this is outside my control, but that is a fake slab. Oh, let's hopefully the eBay authentication program catches it. $15,311. Rod Crew rookie in a 9. You know, thinking back on this list, I don't know if I've seen a Seaver yet past this top 30. And I mean, if Seaver was in a 9, it would obviously, but very, very good looking card. That is sweet. $15,587 for this 1948, should say 49 actually, Babe Ruth. I think this card's very overvalued. The Ruth itself. There's so many other better playing day Ruths you could get for 16 grand, realistically, but I get why people like it. I mean, this card, what was it, issued shortly before his death? Or is it shortly after? One of the two. And from my iconic set, completely understand, but it's not my cup of tea. All right, 75 Pete Rose 10. What was the auction that we covered on this channel that had that? Was it REA or Heritage? I'm going to look this up really quick. All right, so if you guys watched my Heritage video, there was 275 roses and 10s. So $19,200 sold March 22nd. I wonder if this is the same cert. Different certs. So this one sold for 16. This one sold for 19.2. This sold for 18.6, which is probably around the same if before buyer's premium, because that one includes that as well. So there has been 375 rose 10s that have sold all within a month. I was hoping it was the same cert. That'd been very interesting sale point, but no, those are different. $16,355, 53 Mantle in a 7. Always the first thing to look on 53s is the chipping down here. Very subtle on this copy. Typically, there's a lot of leniency given by grading companies based off of the chipping down over here. And if you take a look at the back, not a bad copy. Not bad at all. Be some print defect between those two and that one there as well. I know it's older slab, so a little bit more forgiving on the grade itself. $16,500, 54 Aaron in a 7. Take a look at that. That is too much chipping for my liking. Looks clean there, but that is a big chunk missing on the back for a 7. Obviously, really old cert, but the front looks pretty clean in general. This is not anywhere near a 7 today. Maybe a print line or a scratch on the card there. Maybe just the scan. Can't tell for sure. Another card that will go straight to authentication over here. And we're taking a look at 1922 American Caramel, $18,000. And also in these videos, by the way, I'm showing everything that sells in these top 30, even if they are real or fake. I just think it'd be interesting to show it like that in a series rather than filter out like raw cards or things like that PSA slab, which, by the way, I didn't even realize until taking a look at it, just based how I pulled this data. But I mean, I'm always sketched with these cards being raw, and you're talking about someone with like 0 feedback, or not 0, but 53. Here's what it says over here. Not autographed. Here, let's take a look. those other cards. I'm curious. And I'm sure there's people saying, Ryan, is this real or fake? It's so tough to tell sometimes in these photos. It's so tough. It's his only baseball card on there. Oh. I'd have to get another one side by side, do a full analysis and everything like that. And by the way, I should also mention, way easier to tell with these in person than it is with pictures online. When you feel the texture on these cards, you see the printing, like you can tell in 2 seconds. But it's interesting that there's this. So this is an easy way to tell with some of these. Sometimes, if all these cards also have that missing piece, or some of the reprints do, because I'm sure a lot of these are reprinted. Some of these are real. Am I gonna do this? No. Let's see. 1922 Babe Ruth Etsy. Always my go-to source to see right away. A lot of fake cards on Etsy. Let's see over Babe Ruth. I'm just curious with that print. I'm not gonna fully authenticate this card or anything like that. It'd be stupid to do it just on video without seeing some of the fakes in hand. This is what, him pitching? Just curious on that side of things. Just want to make sure the backs are the same there. Same type of back. This is that habit there. And I know some of you guys are going to think it's stupid for me taking a look and seeing if there's a dot, but what happens sometimes is with reprint cards, they produce the same image all the time. So like if all of them have one specific dot in the area, it's potentially that's the case. But also there's cards, I think it's like a 1922 Grover Alexander that has like a print line, but every single card is like that. So this one doesn't have that dot, and I confirmed it's the same back. So that one doesn't have the dot, and I confirmed it's the same back. So I'm curious if there's Babe Ruth. Let's see, look up the reprints. Like there. And like just look at another copy there. You can see there's no dot. This one does have a dot. Huh. I don't want to turn this into the full video because I'm doing this on the spot, but you can see a little bit of a glimpse. Not wrong, right? That one has that little dot, or net 54. It does not have the dot. Thought did. Yeah, I mean, just do your due diligence before buying a what did it sell for, like 15, 20 grand, 17 grand, but it'll go to eBay authentication, so they will say the final thing. And this is also located in Orlando. $18,000 for this 1954 mantle with an autograph, PSA 4 autograph of a 9. Good looking copy. Good looking copy. I think clean autograph. A later autograph, obviously with a Sharpie. This is a good looking for. $20,500 for this 1959 Maze in a 9. Great example. Obviously centering shifted a little bit. I wonder if that centering would have impacted a 10, but both on the front and the back. Another $20,500, a 9.5. Rick Anderson. I don't know if I've ever seen a 9.5. This is what a 9.5 looks like. No subgrades, which is interesting. That's by BVG, but I thought BVG gives subgrades. I don't know. Either way, Very, very high grade for a BVG slab, but you just don't see that often. 21,000, 1933 Gaudi 144. This is a double printed card, but I like it the best out of all the designs of the Gaudi Ruths. Looks like there's some substance here on the back, or it's on the slab or the card. Can't 100% tell. Look at that, 68 tops, Nolan Ryan at 21. 766 by PC Sports Cards. It's here on the back. Short copy. 36,000, Pete Rose, 8.5. Another card that I missed. Topps Iconic set. As well as that Nolan Ryan, the Topps Iconic rookie cards I should mention. Hilarious. That is so funny. You guys can check my video for my thoughts on that one. $100,000, 1951. Bowman Mantle in A7. I want to say last video, LJ's Card Shop also sold a high grade mantle. Can't remember for sure. This could have been the same mantle too. Someone didn't pay. But I could be flipping the sellers. But I do remember there's one towards the top of the list. Looks over there, they have the clips. Just kidding. Either way, very high sale. And lastly, not a rookie card, but 120,000 for this 4. I think this is a generous 4. Good centering, but those corners have seen better days. I wonder if it just got the mantle bump. That should not be a 4. That's my opinion. I'm not a professional grader. And also, I've talked about 52 mantles. I think they're very overrated, but hobby loves them. That was our number 1 sale. Let's take a look at some of the honorable mentions. $8,200 for this Satchel Paige Authentic Autograph 8. I had opportunity last year to buy a 53 Satchel Paige autograph, and I think it was $5,000 or $6,000. Looked way nicer than this copy. I regret not doing that. Should have sold some cards and bought it, because those have been on the rise last year or so. And I knew it at the time too, but sometimes I'm dumb, and I should have done that. So very high sale. $7,600 for 38 DiMaggio in A4. There's 2 versions of this card. One with the cartoon, without the cartoon. Very classic set. People say this is his rookie. It's not his rookie. I used to think that though when I first got into vintage cards. Horrible diamond cut on this, but the corners are very sharp. Very sharp. 8,400, 1956 Whitey Ford in A9. Such a tough grade. Whitey Ford cards, they don't sell the best, surprisingly, for being Yankee, but great looking. Another high grade 56, 8.5 Ted Williams. $8,400. I wonder if someone broke up a 56 set or just had some high grades out there. Fantastic. 5.5, 39 Ted Williams. $8,300. I want to get the sample version of this eventually. It's up there on my list, but I think if this had better centering, it would have gone for a lot more, especially for 5.5. But I don't think it looks too bad. But the centering on these tend to be very tough with pricing. You know, I know it's an old label, but it just seems cheap that the 48 Barra in an 8 sold for $7,000. I know he has an earlier card, but still, and like I don't like the 48 Bowmans. Some people do. I don't like them. But that just seems cheap for how like popular Yogi Berra is. It's not popular within the hobby, but kind of like outside of it. 1955 complete set, all graded PSA 4, $20,000. What is that? $100 a card. His 10 would be $2,000. Yeah, $100 a card across the board. wonder if they average, like if the registry is a 4 average, at least with an average of 5. Lowest grade is a 4. What did the Kofax grade? Man, I feel like it's a mistake not showing the Kofax. And that's the Clemente. I don't know. You'd have to do the math on it. It says these sell for 25. I'm curious at auction. I am literally looking these up on auction houses. That's not 55 tops. But I am curious. Full headers. I am very curious. And some of these might be really old. 2012. Man, take me back to those times. You could buy all of this for $2,000. 2012, 2600. That's not recent. 27, way long ago also. 38, when did that sell? Oh, 2023. But it's not a registry PSA set. The Clemente is a 1.5, not a 4. So that one is a 70C 5. 6,000, but that was such a long time ago, I'm sure. Old golden. Number 12 on that registry, 2020, 126K. What grade? Oh, yeah, look at that. An 8 right there for the Clemente rookie. Yeah, that explains why that price was there. I don't know. If you guys are more familiar with what these sets go for, I am kind of curious. We'll check REA one more time on here. Auction. Archive. 1955 set. All right, here's some newer stuff. What are these registries? What are they going for? Those are 2006 and 07. All right. 2022. It doesn't say. But you have a little bit higher Clemente in a 5. You know you have some SGC and PSAs, but Banks in a 8, Kofax in a 6. That's great. Killer in a 7. A little bit better of a set. That sold for 36. That makes sense. Then 31. The big names did though. Or is it missing the others? 199. It's probably missing others. Be not a bad buy, but I just don't know what they would be. I guess you have to look at some of these other cards and really make that determination. All right, 1956, all PSA 5, 11,750 bucks. You get the mantle, but now you have second year cards, Kofax and Clemente. So 55, technically a better set. But either way, that was the top selling vintage baseball cards in March. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you want to check out some other older months, I do have a playlist with that as well as a non-sports one. And I'm going to be expanding these out here on the channel. One last thing, if you guys have cards to sell, hit me up, social media, or my email. I am always trying to buy some new inventory. All right, see you guys next video.